Hey, we're back. I told you the next episode would be firing, but I thought, maybe you want to see what I made with that little 1 pound of garden clay. So here's my little pot, and this one's going out to Erica Anderson. It's a little bud vase that I made her for giving me all those beautiful seeds. Right, and I think it's kind of fun, right? It's a pound of clay. I did it all with the pinch pot method, so I just started with the ball of clay, and then I pinched up from the bottom until I got to kind of a neck, and then I would kind of collar in by pinching, and then pinch up a little more, collar up by pinching, pinch up a little more, and then it just kind of made this ridge to articulate it. So it's not, it's not a masterpiece, but it's really fun to do with that garden clay. And when I think, hours ago, this was clay in the garden that was just something that my plants wouldn't grow in, and now it's become this pot that's going to be a gift to a cherished friend. So it's kind of nice that we can do this. I'm going to do some additional decorating. I think that this whole side is a little bit plain, or the back is plain, and I want to play into this articulated line a little bit more. So I'm going to use a butter knife. I don't want you to think you need fancy tools, right? You need some fingers, a little bit of water, and a couple of buckets is about it. But I'm going to use this butter knife. And the front of the butter knife is nice, but that's serrated. It's got an inconsistent edge, and the thickness kind of tapers a little bit. But on the back, I've got a really nice, it's just a nice even line. So what I am thinking is that I want each line to start and end at that ridge. So I'm going to, instead of dragging my tool, I'm going to press it. So I'm going to press in and follow this around. And I really love the quality of line that you get from pressing instead of dragging. It doesn't kick up all the boogers that dragging a tool will do. And you can curve very nicely. Oh yeah, I'm liking that asymmetry. So there's my first line, right? And so it's kind of, can you see that? It starts high and ends kind of low, but it trails around the piece, right? Adding a little bit of motion and action. So I'm going to continue that. You don't want to watch all that, and I will check back with you when it's done. All right. Folks, I got all my lines into this piece, and I am really liking it now. Isn't that kind of fun? Those lines come up and work into the piece in a nice way, I think. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy with this little gem, but I did find, right, this clay is not particularly plastic. And so because of the stress that I put on it, you can see I've got a crack. Right, and I also dug some clay out of the bottom to add to my little coil. So I'm going to do a little bit of repair. And right, we don't probably have any, say, Martha Grover slip that's done with this clay body. So you don't want to muck up the clay body by using your, like if you have Martha Grover slip at home, or if you have the slip from the studio, or just whatever. But for repairs, right, again, I want to use stuff that we have on hand. This is a little dish that I just threw some vinegar in. So this is just regular white vinegar. And I'm just going to go over that crack. I'm going to add a little vinegar to that crack. And then I'm just going to, and a Q-tip, right? I mean, why not? And I'm just going to work that back and forth a little bit over that surface. And I would rather use the vinegar than water, because the vinegar isn't going to have the same evaporation issues, and it's going to bond that clay together better. So I'm pretty happy with that. Yep. And then I'm going to go through, I'm going to refine my lines a little bit, and then I'm just going to clean up the butt, meaning the underside, the butt, the foot, and then I'm going to dry it slowly. Right, so then our next episode will be how to fire these bad boys, right? So be sure and, again, fire slowly. If you don't have, like, big plastic bag, well, like, this isn't very big. If you look at, right, it's a little 1-pounder. But you can just put, like, a cottage cheese container over the top of it, and then raise that slowly so that it so that it dries slowly, or you can just, put a Ziploc baggie over the top of it, start poking holes in the Ziploc every day until it gets to that bone dry. And if you remember, bone dry means it changes color, it gets very chalky, and it won't be ice cold when it is bone dry. So check back in when your piece is bone dry, and I'll show you how to fire these bad boys in your backyard. All right. Hope you're all doing well. Bye.